Hello, hi, and welcome back to Kasi Voyages. Yes, welcome to my YouTube channel. I know I've been away for a while, but I'm back. My 9 months is over on board, and I will be home for my vacation. In this video, I will be looking to let you guys know as to the different departments that are on a cruise ship that you can work under on board a cruise ship, as I don't think that a lot of people know as to the difference or the different departments that are out there on board a cruise ship. Yes, so let's get into it. Let's go. I do have a list of everything, of all the departments that are on board, so I will keep on referring to my list throughout so that I don't forget anything. Okay, so I'm gonna try and explain some of the departments. I'm just literally gonna just name them because I don't know what they do on board. But I'm gonna try to explain majority of the departments that are out there. First and foremost, we're gonna start off with the engineering team. Okay, we've got electrical engineers, we've got the engine team, and we've got the deck team. The deck team, we call them blue boys on board Quantum or Royal. We call them blue boys. So the deck team are responsible for important work that one wouldn't be thinking of, making sure that the deck outside is nice and tidy. When we go into ports, getting the lines out, and then taking the lines back when we sail out of the port. So the deck team are responsible for the deck, and then the engine team are responsible that the engine runs properly. When there's maintenance needed for the engine, they make sure that the maintenance is up and running. And then the electrical engineers are responsible for electricity on board the cruise ship, making sure that we don't blow the cruise ship up, so that the voltage is correct in certain plugs and so on and so forth. And then from there, we've got hotel maintenance, making sure that screws are screwed on correctly, door handles work as they should be working, the restrooms, the toilets flush as they should be flushing. That is the hotel maintenance. Then from there, we've got the security team. The security team, I don't really think I need to go much into that, but they are the security on board. There's certain rules and regulations that are placed on board cruise ships. The security just making sure that the ship is in order, that people don't get out of hand. Obviously, alcohol is a big thing on board cruise ships. Some people do drink a lot and tend to forget that they are on a cruise with other people. So security might be called in to come and calm situations down. Sometimes fights do happen on board cruise ships, different people from different areas of the world. So if fights break out, obviously security will be called to come and break that apart. And on port days, security are responsible for making sure that guests, when they exit, the right guest has the right card. When guests come back on board, that people who are supposed to be on board come back on board. So we scan our CPAS card. There we go, we scan the CPAS card, and then they just make sure that the face is the face that they see there in front of them on the picture and literally in front of them. Then we have the next cruise division. Next cruise are responsible for making sure if you would like to book your next cruise vacation, you can book it on board, so that you don't have to have the hustle and bustle of going through an agency or so on and so forth, or you want to book it at home. You can just simply book it on board, and then you get discounts for booking it on board. So that is next cruise, the next cruise department. It is for those who are looking to work in terms of, if you're looking to work in next cruise, it is sales, in terms of you will be selling obviously the next cruise vacation. So just keep that in mind. The security, the hotel maintenance, the deck hand, the engine team, and the electrical engineer, there's no sales involved there. You just here to you fixing stuff and you making sure that things are running smoothly. Shore excursion is also sales. In terms of shore excursion, they are making sure that when you go out into a port, first and foremost, the guests must have shore excursions that they can do out at shore, because that is the whole point of a cruise. You take a cruise to go to a port. At the port, you get off, you explore the town, and then you come back on the cruise again. So the exploring of the town, Shore Excursion is responsible for that. So Shore Excursion speaks to the local people, local tour guides, and then ask them to create tours for the people on board cruise ships. It is also sales, in terms of there are online bookings that you can do as a guest. There are online bookings that you can do for your Shore Excursion, and then you can also purchase your Shore Excursion on board. So once again, Shore Excursion is also sales. And then you get the casino department. The casino department falls under the M&R department, marketing and revenue department on board. In terms of, it's the casino. Gambling is done there. Obviously, we can't. When we are in port, the casino is closed. When we are out in the international waters, the casino is open. So there are certain rules that we need to follow within the casino. But yes, we do have a casino on board. And then from there, we have the spa and salon and the fitness department. We also fall under the M&R marketing and revenue department. Spa, fitness and salon. It is also sales, a bit of sales that is involved there. In terms of the spa, we have massage therapists, we have nail technicians, we have obviously the salon hairdressers, we have barbering also, and facialists. So if you have any qualification in that, then you want to apply for a job on board, yeah, we do have a department for you. And also the fitness, which is the department that I find myself in. If you're a personal trainer, you can come and work on board. Then we have the photo department. Photo also falls under the M&R department. In terms of people on board, obviously as a guest, you here on a cruise vacation, you here with family members, maybe you haven't seen family members for quite some time, and you want long-lasting memories. That is the photo department. They are here to make sure that your cruise vacation can last you for the rest of your life, because they take photos of you and then they give them to you, that you purchase your photos at the end of the cruise. Yes. Then from there we move into the art auction team. The art auction team also falls under the M&R department, in terms of they are auctioning off art. Yes, beautiful pieces of work from the latest artists that have been discovered. Brand new, fresh artists that have been discovered. And obviously you do have your well-known artists also who have been with the gallery for quite some time, but then they are also introducing new artists as a whole. So they are auctioning art. We on board, we do have art collectors. Some people come on board and they don't want a photo of themselves, but they would rather have an art piece hanging in the wall of their room to remind them that they were on board a cruise in 2022 or 2023. Yes. And then from there we have the retail department. The retail also falls under the M&R department. I think this is the last one under the M&R department. Retail are the shops that we have on board. There's different shops. Obviously there's the Royal Caribbean shop in terms of merchandise for Royal Caribbean, and then there's also boutiques that we can have on board cruise ships. The larger cruise ships are the ones that have the boutiques. The smaller cruise ships don't really have boutique shops. They just have the smaller ships, they just have the Royal Caribbean shop, and they have your essential shops. So your snacks, your alcohol, jewelry and stuff like that. Yeah, that is the retail department. Sales, it's a retail, you are selling stuff. And then from there, now we've moved away from the M&R department. Guest services. The guest services are responsible for the guests. In terms of if guests have any questions, they go to guest services and get their question answered or get pointed in the right direction. So if you have a tourism background, if you have I would say a tourism background, and if your social skills are good, if you can speak fluent English and your social skills are good, guest services would be a great area for you. And then from there we have the financial team. The financial team, there's two sides of the financial team. This is specific to Quantum in terms of we have a financial person for the crew and we have a financial person for the guests. Making sure that accounts are balancing, making sure that things are running smoothly on the money side of things, that no illegal happenings are happening. Then from there we have the inventory. Now, inventory, one can say that this is the most important department on board because they are responsible for our food. They are responsible for all the things that we use on board. So if you studied logistics or inventory itself, this is something that you can do on board. Your main job is to order supplies and then make sure that those supplies come, and when they come, that they are in the right count. Making sure that those supplies can last us for however long the cruise vacation is going to be, or the cruise holiday is going to be. Like to this cruise, we're finding ourselves on a 6-day cruise, 7-day cruise. So those supplies need to last for 7 days. A month ago, we had a 19-day cruise. So we had to have supplies that lasted us for 19 days because we were stopping at islands. We couldn't really get more supplies. So that is the inventory team. And then from there we have the IT department. IT are responsible for IT. So if you have your IT qualification, you can work on a cruise ship. And then from there we have HR also, human resources. They are there for the crew to make sure that the crew are having a fantastic time and to make sure that the cruise documents are in running order. So if you studied HR, if you have a qualification in HR, you can find work on a cruise ship. You see, this is something that I didn't know before I came on board. I didn't know that you can work, you can find IT, you can find inventory, you can find HR on board cruise ship. I didn't know this until I came on board. So that is why I'm sharing this information with you, so that you can also know that you can work on a cruise ship. You don't have to be a fitness instructor or a massage therapist to work on board. And from there we have the housekeeping department. This is the largest department that we have on board. Housekeeping are responsible for making sure that the ship is clean, in terms of making sure that the staterooms are clean, the guest rooms are clean, making sure that the ship within itself, the gym, literally all the areas are clean. Without housekeeping, I feel like, yeah, a ship wouldn't be fantastic. So big ups to the housekeeping team. Yes, they are responsible for making sure that the public areas are clean, making sure that the venues in all the areas are clean, and then making sure that the staterooms are clean for the guests. And that is housekeeping. Sanitizing, especially now with COVID, sanitizing the areas, the venues, the equipment in the gym. Yeah, thank you to all the housekeeping people that I've made on my contract, on Navigator and on Quantum. Thank you to you guys for the amazing work that you did in the gym. I really appreciate it. You made my job a whole lot easier. Thank you. And then from there we move into the food service. The food service, this is, in my opinion, this is the second largest department on board, because people come on a cruise ship to eat. You'd be surprised at the amount of food that people eat on a cruise ship. On average, on a 7-day cruise, people can put on up to 14 pounds on a 7-day cruise. That is, yeah, crazy. That is around 6 kilograms, 5 kilograms, somewhere there. So yeah, food is big. So the food department, you have your chefs, you have your restaurant team in terms of the waiters, the waitresses. You are a chef, if you are a pastry chef, a baker, if you are a waiter, a waitress, you can come work on a cruise ship. Yes. And then from there we have the bar department. The bar department, they serve drinks. After the food, it's drinks. Some people, it's drinks first, then food. Bar department, they serve drinks, alcohol, sodas, water, whatever you can think of to drink, it is here on a cruise ship. So if you're a bartender, if you're a barista, you can find a job on board a cruise ship. And then we've got lifeguards. So if you're a lifeguard, you can be working on a cruise ship. In terms of lifeguards, make sure that people don't drown. Safety is the biggest thing on a cruise ship. Safety first before anything else. Before entertainment, before anything, it's all about safety. Because if a person dies, unfortunately, a life lost is never regained. So that is why safety is so important. And that is where lifeguards come into play. There's a lot of pools. There's different pools in different areas. Some pools kids can go in, some pools kids can't go in. So that is the job of the lifeguards, just making sure that the people don't drown, that the people are safe, people are not being reckless with the water, because after all, we are on a cruise ship. The boat is a bit rocky, and yeah, so safety first. And speaking of safety, we have the medical department. If anything were to happen on board, if you were to feel sick, if you were to test positive for COVID, if you were to break a leg, dislocate the shoulder, we do have medical facilities on board the cruise ship. We do have a senior doctor, we do have other doctors also, and then we also have nurses. So if you hold a degree, certificate, then doctor, nurse, medical secretary, that is something that you can do on board. And then from there, this is the cruise division. The cruise division are responsible for the entertainment for the guests. Literally, these people are the ones who deal with the guests on a more... Oh, English is running away. Hi, Zakad. Zakad is in Japan. On a more regular basis. There we go. Hi. The cruise division deals with the guests on a more regular basis, because they hold trivias for the guests. They do game shows for the guests. They do bingo. There's a lot of things that go on that the cruise division are responsible for. So with the cruise division, you find your cruise staff. Those are the people who host the game shows, who host the bingos, who host the trivias. So if you're looking to be a cruise staff, first and foremost, you need to be speaking English. Unless you find yourself on a South American cruise line, then Spanish would be the language preference. But you need to be fluent in English, and then you need to be good on the mic. Good on the mic and good with people skills. Yeah, so those are the things that we need for cruise staff. Sports staff, the guys are responsible on board Royal. We have the flow rider, we have the iFly, we have basketball courts, we have volleyball tournaments, soccer tournaments, roller skating, bumper cars. So sports staff are responsible for all of those stuff. A fitness background is required in terms of a qualification, personal training, coaching. Rock climbing is also a requirement in terms of we have to be good at rock climbing and also hold the qualification of rock climbing. And yeah, people skills are also important. You should be able to lead from the front, because once again, safety is important. You can dislocate your shoulder in the flow rider if you land incorrectly. So you must be, as a sports staff, you must be able to stand in front of people and say, no, you're doing it wrong, this is how you must do it, and make sure you do it right. Teach them also. Make sure you can teach them. Then you have your youth staff. The youth staff, obviously cruise ships nowadays are becoming more for families, so the youth staff are responsible for taking care of the children. If families come on board and kids are also on board, and the parents want to have their parent time in the solarium, for an example, that is the 16 and above place, they would drop their kids off in Adventure Ocean or the teen zone, the living room, and then that is the responsibility of the youth staff. Now, I stand to be corrected, but I think they take kids from 6 months all the way to teenagers, so till 16 years or 18 years, somewhere there. Yes, so that is the youth staff, keeping the kids entertained. And then from there, as part of the cruise division, you have your dancers and entertainers, your vocalists, your dancers for the production shows. You have your broadcast team. So if you're a dancer, if you're a vocalist, if you are a sound engineer, if you are in lighting, if you do stage stuff in terms of rigging equipment, yeah, those, you can find a job on board a cruise ship in terms of working as a stage staff, working as a light technician, working as a sound technician, working as a dancer, as a singer, as a youth staff, sports staff, cruise staff. Yes, and those are all the departments that are on board a cruise ship. What I'm going to do also, I'm going to try my level best to get as many links as possible, post them in the description box below, in terms of how to apply for the jobs. You can apply directly from the cruise ship website, or you could go through an agency. I went through an agency. For the spa department, you have to go through an agency. You can't go straight through the cruise company. So yeah, that is for the spa department, and I will be going into another video as to how I got the job on board a cruise ship for the spa department through my agency. So I will post the links to the different agencies that I know. Obviously there's a lot more agencies out there, but I know a few. I'll post them down there, and then you can click on the link and have a look at the website and see which positions you would like to book in for. Yeah, please like, please subscribe, comment down below if you have any questions for me. Please do ask, and if you have any video suggestions, I would really appreciate this. In terms of if you have any video suggestions, please write them in the comment section down below, or contact me on Instagram, DM me on Instagram. I will put my handle down below. Yep, down below, somewhere there. Down below, and then just write me a message, pop me a message, and say, I would really like to find out more about this. I would really like to know more about this, what it's like being on a cruise ship and all that stuff. Yeah, I thank you very much. Danko is thank you.